You are welcome to Ep.4 Network. This is Transforming Our World, Episode 4, with podcast title Rebuilding the Family, Rebuilding the World. Now, the family is not a small matter. This is because when the family is broken, society doesn't escape the damage. Society inherits it. The family is the first school of life. It is the first place where a child learns love, respect, discipline, honesty, faith, responsibility, and character. But the family can also become the first place where a child learns hatred, pride, dishonesty, violence, racism, greed, and abuse. That is why we must be honest and serious. Now, families do not only produce children, families produce future leaders, future parents, future pastors, future politicians, future citizens, future builders, and sometimes future destroyers. And so when the family is healthy, society has hope. But when the family is broken, society inherits the damage. And when we look at the corruption that we see today in the world, corruption in public place, all of them, they had a childhood. The violence we fear in the streets often has a home address. The injustices we protest often began as a value system in someone's house. So the question is not only what is wrong with the world, but the deeper question is what is happening inside the home. What is happening inside your home right now? But let us know what a family is. A family is more than people living under the same roof. A family actually is an institution. It is a training ground. It is a foundation of society. And every person is born into a family. Whether the family is rich or poor, stable or broken, whether the family is peaceful or chaotic, that beginning shaped the person's values. It shaped the mindset of the person, the identity of the person, the confidence of the person, and for that matter, the future of the person. And so the family is where children first learn how to relate to others. It is where they learn how to respect authority. It is where they learn the difference between right and wrong. It is where they first experience love, correction, protection, and responsibility. And so this means the home is not just a private place, but rather the home is where society is formed before society sees the person. And if we want better communities, if we want better churches, if we want better leaders and better nations, we must first pay attention to what is being formed inside families. It is family that shapes the beginning, but not the whole destiny of a person. And so this doesn't also mean that your family background controls your whole life, but rather your family may shape your beginnings, but it doesn't have to decide your ending. So that means that you can rise above a painful beginning. You can break destructive cycles. You can choose a better path. You can build a godly legacy even if you didn't inherit one. But we must still accept this truth that the foundation of a person's life is often first laid in the family. And that is why parents, that is why guardians and family leaders must take their role seriously. And children don't only learn from what we say, they learn from what we practice. And a child who sees truth practiced at home learns truth. A child who sees love practiced at home loves love. A child who sees responsibility practiced at home learns responsibility. A child who sees prayer, humility, and obedience practiced at home learns to honor the creator of our world. But then a child who sees lies as excuse may learn dishonesty. A child who sees violence normalized may learn aggression. And a child who sees racism tolerated may learn hatred. And a child who sees power abuse may learn control instead of service. And this is why family leadership matters so much. And now, to understand the family, we must go back to the beginning. Because before government, schools, cities, and institutions existed, the creator of our world established the foundations of human relationship. The book of Genesis teaches that the creator of our world created mankind in his own image. Male and female, he created them. And so this means that human beings were not created by accident, but rather human life has divine value. It means every person carries dignity because every person comes from the creator. And the book of Genesis also shows that the creator established marriage through the union of a man and a woman. From this union, the family now becomes the first place of love, becomes the first place of responsibility and formation, becomes the first place of leadership and legacy. Now let us read the book of beginnings, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27. It says, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them." Then it goes further to give the foundation of marriage, which is the chapter 2, verse 18 to 25. And it reads, "The Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I'll make a helper suitable for him." Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them, and whether the man called each living creature that was his name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a man from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. And so here we see the foundation of marriage, which was not invented by man, but by the creator of our world. And so the creator established the divine pattern. A man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and the two become one flesh. So the family was not created only for survival, but rather it was created for a purpose. It was created to nurture life, build character, pass on faith, train responsibility, and prepare people to serve the Creator and society. This is why the family must not be treated carelessly. And when we weaken the family, we weaken society. When we restore the family, we begin to restore the world. And so we are looking at the creation account, it also teaches us something powerful about human dignity. That the woman was not created from the man's head to dominate him. She wasn't created from his feet to be trampled by him, but rather she was created from his side, showing companionship, partnership, dignity, and shared responsibility. And now this means that men and women share the same human nature and value before their creator. And it also means that the family was designed to be a place of partnership, not oppression. It was designed to be a place of love, not control. A place of shared responsibility, not selfish domination. And now, when the home is built on pride, fear and control and abuse, it begins to destroy the people it was meant to protect. But when the home is built on truth, grace, love, and responsibility, and God-centered leadership, it now becomes a place of healing and transformation. There is also another truth we must not ignore. Now, it means here that all human beings come from one source. The book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 26, teaches that the Creator made all human nations, or all nations, from one man to live on the earth. The Creator made all the nations in the world, made them from one man to live on the face of the earth. Now let's go into the book of Acts, looking at the chapter 17, verse 26. And I will read from the New International Version. We will read from these two versions, New International Version and the King James Version. But in the New International Version says, from one man he made all the nations that they should inhabit the whole earth. And he marked out the appointed time in history and the boundaries of their lands. And the King James here gives us what we really want to hear. He says, and had made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and had determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. Now, this verse teaches a powerful truth that all human beings share a common biological and spiritual ancestry. It means that racism and the idea of human superiority are not only socially destructive, but they are spiritually wrong. It means that no person is more valuable because of skin color. No person is superior because of ethnicity. No person is inferior because of nationality, because of tribe, language, or background. What does it mean? It means that human worth is not determined by complexion. It's not determined by, it means that human dignity is not determined by geography, and that human values are not determined by race, but human lives come from the Creator of our world. And science also confirms that human beings are deeply connected, and blood itself cannot determine whether a person is black or whether a person is white. And we may have different appearances, we may have different cultures and histories, but we are not separate kind of human beings. We are all one human family. Again, looking at the DNA taken from the blood samples, they may also reveal geographic ancestry, ethnic origins, and family connection, but that doesn't divide humanity into separate kinds of people. It means that a person who appears white may still discover African ancestry through DNA testing. It also means that a person who appears black may also discover ancestry from other regions of the world. And now this confirms the deeper point that we are all connected. So any ideology that teaches racial superiority is built on ignorance. is built on pride and spiritual blindness. So that if we want to rebuild the world, it means we must teach our children that every human being has dignity. And where should that teaching start? It starts at home. So today, the message is simple. If hatred can be taught at home, love must be taught at home. If corruption can be modeled at home, integrity must be modeled at home. It means that if abuse can be hidden at home, healing must begin at home. It also means that if destruction can come from families, then restoration can also come through families. So the family is either the womb of a better world or it is the factory of future destruction. And that is why rebuilding the family is not only a parenting issue, it is a leadership issue. It is a spiritual issue. It is a social issue. In fact, it is a national issue. And for that matter, it is a world issue. It means that we cannot keep asking for better leaders while we ignore the home that formed them. And we cannot keep asking for a better society while neglecting the family. It means that we cannot keep praying for transformation while refusing to take responsibility in the home. And so the home is actually the first place of discipleship and human discipline. The home is the first place of leadership. The home is the first place where character is built. So let us return to the Creator's design. Let us rebuild the family on truth. Let us rebuild the family on love and responsibility. Let us rebuild the family on dignity and discipline. Let us rebuild the family on forgiveness and prayer and shared purpose. Let us raise children who are not only well behaved, but morally courageous. Let us raise young people who not only chase success, but also carry integrity. Let us raise families that not only survive, but also transforms generation. So that if we want to rebuild the world, it means that we must start by rebuilding the home. Because when the family is healthy, society has hope. When the creator of our world is restored to the center of our family, generations can be transformed. This is transforming our world. Let us work together to make the world a better place for all of us. This is Desmond Teddy. See you again in the next podcast. Thank you.